Are you moving to Hampton Roads, Virginia, and you're like, wow, what is this place? Is it the Seven Cities? Is it Tidewater? Is it Hampton Roads? Is it coastal Virginia? What is going on in this area? I'm gonna break down each city and each area so you know kind of what to expect and even where possibly to hone in on when you're doing your home searches. I'm Rachel Beasley with That Fit Team. We like to talk about all things real estate and Hampton Roads here on this channel, and we want to serve you and give you lots of good information that's very helpful. So let's get into it. So Hampton Roads is the most southeast corner of the state of Virginia on the coast. So sometimes people call us coastal Virginia. If you are a local and you've been around for more than like 30 years, then you'll know that this area used to be called Tidewater, which actually made a lot of sense. And I'm still a little bit salty that they changed it to Hampton Roads because every single city here in our area actually touches a major body of water. So there's water and rivers and bays and ocean pretty much surrounding almost every city here, which makes Tidewater make sense. But we are Hampton Roads, Virginia. So if you hear that buzzword, you know exactly where you're looking at on the map now. We're also called the Seven Cities. And in the Seven Cities, we actually have some surrounding cities, and we here at That Fit Team serve the entire area, whether it's the Seven Cities or those surrounding cities or counties. And we're gonna go through those right now. Let's start with the Peninsula. This is the northern portion of our area. The Peninsula basically starts with Newport News and Hampton at the very bottom. If you travel up, you'll find Poquoson on the coast and York County on the coast. And then you go a little bit more north, you'll find Williamsburg. So the peninsula is Hampton, Newport News, York County, Poquoson, AKA also Seaford area, and Williamsburg. And if you look at it on the map, it really is a peninsula. We call it the peninsula for a reason because it shoots down. It has the James River on one side and the Chesapeake Bay on the other side. Now let's go south a little bit, and we call this the south side for a reason. It's the southern portion of Hampton Roads. So here on the south side, we have, starting from the coast, we have Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, Suffolk, and Isle of Wight County. And Isle of Wight County actually consists of Smithfield, Carrollton, and Isle of Wight. So now that you know what you're looking at on a map, when we say coastal Virginia, Hampton Roads, Tidewater, or the 757 Seven Cities, this is us. Now let's break down each area and city. So Virginia Beach, if you're looking for the beach, if you're looking for a beachy, almost touristy town where there's a lot happening, you've got shows, you've got live music, amazing restaurants. There's also some very high-end shopping areas in the Virginia Beach area. So if that is your jam and you want to be around the hustle and bustle, Virginia Beach is probably a really good spot for you. Now, there's actually some areas of Virginia Beach that are super country. You're gonna travel here and you're like, whoa, where am I? And that area is called Pungo. Pungo of Virginia Beach is actually the countryside of Virginia Beach, and it's actually beautiful. Tons and tons of properties with lots of acreage, lots of farmland out there as well. But you will pay a pretty penny for that farmland countryside of Virginia Beach. A lot more than you would in the Suffolk or Isle of Wight County. So why don't we travel up to the Suffolk and Isle of Wight County while we're speaking about them? Suffolk and Isle of Wight are very similar. You have a lot of urban areas of Suffolk and Isle of Wight County where there's tons of shopping hubs, pretty much everything you'd be looking for, restaurants, and you're about a 15 to 20 minute drive to the countryside of both of these areas. There's a lot of history in Smithfield, which is part of Isle of Wight County, which is absolutely beautiful and stunning to drive through, walk through. Downtown Smithfield, I highly recommend just checking it out on a Saturday morning, afternoon, because you will find yourself a little bit back in time, cobblestone streets and beautiful historical buildings and really good local shops and restaurants. We have the Suffolk area, and it's kind of split up in two. We've got Northeast Suffolk, which is a really up and coming area. Over the last 10 years, this area has seen so much growth. So there's a lot of shopping, restaurants, lots of subdivisions here, and suburbia basically right here in that portion, because you're really close to the interstate, whether you want to get to the peninsula or get to the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area. It's a great spot. There's actually a lot of luxury communities in this area of the Northeast Suffolk area. Now let's travel over to the western side of Suffolk, you can see here Suffolk is ginormous. It goes all the way down to the North Carolina border, kind of like Chesapeake and Virginia Beach do as well. So you've got tons and tons of countryside when it comes to this area. Now, if you travel down 58, you're on 264, you're going to travel down 58. That takes you to the like downtown area of Suffolk. And there are a lot of exits that come off of 58 that take you to some really beautiful areas. Like the Obacy Hospital area has a ton of subdivisions around them. And that is also a very up and coming area. It's basically what Northeast Suffolk was about 8 years ago. So there's a ton of growth happening right there as well. Now, I live in Isle of Wight. We live in the Carrollton area and we absolutely love it. We're really close to the peninsula and we're really close to the Northeast Suffolk area. We're only about like a 45 to 50 minute drive to the ocean front. So we have the best of all worlds. So we've got the country, we've got the ocean in view, and we also can travel to Williamsburg any given day and have a really awesome time. So let's move down from Suffolk and Isle of Wight County and talk about Portsmouth, Norfolk, and Chesapeake. So Portsmouth is actually right smack dab. It's at the heart of Hampton Roads. It's in the middle of everything, surrounded by water. Portsmouth has a couple of different areas. It actually has the Norfolk Naval Hospital here. The Coast Guard is here. There's a lot going on here in the city of Portsmouth, and I highly recommend the downtown, Old Town area of Portsmouth. It is so charming and full of history. We've actually done a whole video about this area. It's one of my favorite places to go because you guys has like 5 of my favorite restaurants in the area. I love it down there. So let's be straight up about Portsmouth. Every area has its crime, but there are some areas of Portsmouth that is very known for crime. Now, if you travel around and away from those areas, about maybe a 10 to 15 minute drive, you can find some beautiful spots in Portsmouth. There's a golf club community in Portsmouth. There are luxury communities in Portsmouth, and there's a ton of waterfront properties and beautiful neighborhoods here. And it's a little bit more affordable than those Virginia Beach houses or even Suffolk and Chesapeake. So don't scratch Portsmouth off your list. Make sure you talk to a real estate agent that knows the area, knows what will make those areas that will help you feel comfortable and safe in those communities. Now, Chesapeake. Chesapeake actually surrounds Portsmouth and Norfolk. It touches those cities here. And you've got the Western Branch portion of Chesapeake, which is a really awesome spot. I actually have a lot of friends that grew up there and love the school systems there. The Western Branch portion actually is off the Western Branch part of the Elizabeth River. That's why it's called the Western Branch. And then if you travel south, you've got the Deep Creek area, the Grassfield area, South Norfolk area of Chesapeake. I know, South Norfolk area of Chesapeake, but it's okay. And then you've got the countryside of Chesapeake as well. So Chesapeake has a ton of variety in it, ton of variety when it comes to house styles, countryside, the city. So you've got the city of Chesapeake has a lot to offer. Now let's travel to Norfolk. Norfolk is a really awesome spot. You've got a ton of art, a ton of local restaurants. It's really kind of the like artsy and music art capital of our area. You've got beautiful art museums here, a ton of local restaurants, lots to do here in Norfolk. There's a couple of theaters, there's music venues. So please actually, and probably if you were gonna count all the breweries in the area, probably gonna find most of them in the Norfolk area. It's just right there in the middle of everything, and it's a great spot to visit. We also have a lot of Navy bases in Norfolk, so it's a hot spot for people traveling here. So that's the south side. Let's go north to the peninsula. Newport News. Hey guys, it's no secret, Newport News Shipyard is a huge hub for people coming in and out. It's a great place to work here in the Hampton Roads area, and there's a lot of housing around that really varies from price ranges in the like 150 range to like 2 and 3 bedroom homes, and homes that are on the James River that will be 600 and up over $1 billion. So you've got a lot of variety there in Newport News. Hampton. Hampton is actually the other side of the peninsula. So the other side there, you've got beaches along the Chesapeake Bay, which is really cool. Hampton has the Hampton Coliseum. It's a huge music and entertainment venue. Google it. You'll find someone who's traveling here, some type of show or entertainment that you're bound to want to buy those tickets for. Now, Poquoson and York County, those are a little more countryside of the peninsula. The Poquoson area is actually really cool. Now, I will say this, Poquoson is known for flooding. Over the last like 10, 20 years, a lot of the houses have either been raised or the building standards have changed. So the houses have to be built up pretty high off the ground, which actually really helps with those flooding issues. But Poquoson is surrounded surrounded by water. It's a low-lying area, but you've got a ton of fishermen and outdoorsmen that live there in the Poquoson area. And people who live there love it. They really don't want to leave because they are super proud of their town. Now, York County is kind of the countryside of the peninsula. You've got a lot of areas. You actually have a lot of communities or subdivisions in York County, and you'll find those price ranges about $350 to $600. And then you've got countryside where you've got acreage, and those properties are going to vary. They're going to vary from like a really small house that's on a ton of acreage to a new construction home that's on, 10 acres and probably close to that $1 million mark. A little bit north, and it's our last city here, which is Williamsburg. Williamsburg is known for its history. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to visit. You've got to visit Merchant Square. You've got to visit the colonial area of Williamsburg if you're traveling here. Highly recommend spending a day up there. It's absolutely beautiful. But the actual neighborhoods and surrounding areas of Williamsburg are also stunning. When you travel to Williamsburg from any other city in the Hampton Roads area, you kind of feel like you're in a different place because Williamsburg starts the hill, like this little hilly area. Every single place in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Chesapeake, Hampton, Newport News, those cities there, it's very, very flat here. You're right next to the ocean, so it's very flat. As soon as you travel to Williamsburg, you've got a ton of hills, lots and lots of beautiful trees. It's just a beautiful natural place. Now, price points and neighborhoods. There are a lot of high-end neighborhoods in Williamsburg. And when I say high-end, I mean you're not getting in those neighborhoods less than $500,000, and they go up into the $1 million price range. Now, that seems kind of reasonable for a lot of people, but the kicker is you've got to look at their association fees. Some of the neighborhoods there have really hefty association fees, even up to $600 a month. Some of these Williamsburg neighborhoods are also in country club area, and it's a requirement to become a part of the country club, which could be an initial $15,000 to $30,000 check that you're writing. So please make sure you are educated and aware of these neighborhoods, because the last thing you want to do is fall in love with a house and then find out you have to join a country club for 30 grand. Now, that might be your cup of tea, and we would love to help you find those places as well. Just know before you go. So you guys, that's Hampton Roads, the 757, the 7 cities, coastal Virginia. That is us in a nutshell. Jonathan and I have lived here all of our life. We've raised our children here. We've lived in like 5 of the 7 cities here, and we absolutely love it. We would love to help you find the right spot that works for you, that goes along with your lifestyle. So give us a call, comment below if you have any questions about the area, or if you want to work with us to help you find your next home here in Hampton Roads. We would love to serve you. I'm Rachel Beasley with That Fit Team. We are professionals in real estate and passionate about people. See you next time.